Welcome back, people of the internet. Pie to Pie. This episode brought to you by Crest Toothpaste. No, I'm just joking. No sponsors yet. This is a very special Pie to Pie, as they all are, with Tommy Breckert of Lasorda's in Silverlake. Soon to be a second location in Chinatown. I caught up with the Tommy B at his shop in Silverlake. We talked about all the important stuff, Burning Man, Daft Punk, P. Diddy. It was an incredible conversation. Tommy is an awesome dude. I met Tommy just recently at the Pizza Expo. I had a wonderful conversation going back and forth with him. I really hope you enjoy this conversation as much as I had having it. Tommy, thank you. Love you, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Brockert of Lasorda's, AKA Tommy Bahama. Hope you enjoy. I love LA. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We got a big one. I'm excited for this one. I'm at Lasorda's in Silverlake with my main man, Tommy.
Hello.
Tommy, you excited to be here?
I'm very excited.
I'm excited to have you at your own restaurant. Be at your restaurant, and I like to start these things off with a gift. So I got you this for Burning Man this year when you're out there slanging pie.
Wow.
It's a unicorn horn.
Wow.
It's also LED.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I lost. I had one of these, and I lost it. I had an art car. My golf cart up there was a one-eyed, one-horned flying purple people eater. And so I bought this like military helmet, and I put, and this was, I painted it. I painted purple, obviously, and mounted one of these onto it. And it broke in transportation, and I lost the horn and never wore the helmet. So
the horn is back.
The horn's back.
It's magic, just like a unicorn. So you slap that thing back on that helmet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was wondering if we were going to actually talk about unicorns, and here we are.
Oh, we're starting off with the unicorn vibes. Yeah. We got to start it off with the good vibes. Our third eyes are open. And all right, so what attracted you to pizza, and who ultimately taught you how to do it?
Pizza kind of fell in my lap. My now wife got me an uni for Christmas, Hanukkah, and I just kind of head over heels just really enjoyed making dough, and it kind of slowed my life down. I tell people I went from not making plans with anyone, and just that process of having to take 2 days to make the dough and like slow down and be like, okay, yeah, let's come over. But then it kind of took over my life, and then COVID happened, and I had nothing else to do, but I said, why not just go for it, make pizza? Ultimately, like, who taught me? I really just, it was just me by myself with all the time in the world, no distractions, to just focus and learn every day. I looked on YouTube. I took a pizza class up in Napa with Anthony Falco. I don't know. It was just practice though. It was a really crazy time.
So then you took that hobby, and then when did you decide to, like, hey, I'm gonna sell some pie?
It was opening day. It was supposed to be. I had season tickets to Dodgers for 15 years, and it was supposed to be opening day of baseball. And I looked at my wife and I said, why not just like we'll start with like 10 pizzas. And that was it. It was on opening day. I announced that we were going to do it. And it was like, we sold out, but it was 10 pizzas, but it was fun to just show that momentum. And then we went from 10 to 20 to 40. And I was like, every day my photo booth business wasn't coming back because we weren't going to be doing events. And I guess I'm doing this. And then the final like heave ho of this is happening was they kicked me out of our house. They're tearing it down to put in some luxury apartments. And COVID wasn't real to me yet because of the unemployment and all this stuff. Like not like the reality hadn't truly set in of like, oh wow, like I really am not making any money right now. When I started looking at houses and I was like, oh wow, I don't even know what I can afford because I'm not making any money right now. And I was like, okay, I gotta like do something, and I can't do events. They're not coming back. So I started looking for the truck, and I actually, it was going to be a Ford Ranchero, and I won a Ford Ranchero. I still think about this car. It's God, it was such an amazing car. This guy in Florida though canceled the auction, and eBay suggested I look at other auctions, and the first one it looked was that yellow truck. And once I bought that, it was no turning back. And then this place, the day I finished the truck, this fell in our lap, and so here we are.
That truck, did you mod that truck with the oven?
I did. I designed the platform of it. I happened to find a yellow oven also. I ended up painting it to match it more, but it ended up being a perfect, like I didn't know what I was doing. And I was talking with this guy in Oxnard to build a custom oven, which of course weighs 5,000 pounds. You can't put it on a pickup truck. And this oven weighs 400 pounds, and it ended up being perfect.
How many, we're talking about a beautiful truck. What's the kind of truck is it?
It's a Ford Econoline.
And it's yellow, it's old school, it's got an oven on the back of it, it's badass.
Yeah.
So were you using this as a commissary first for the stuff that you were doing with the truck?
Yeah. It was rough because this whole thing we did backwards almost. It was like, because we were able to get the license approved, and we could technically serve the 2 days after we got it. But yeah, I was doing pop-ups at Bandini, Melody. I was actually at employees only still. I didn't have the truck yet. It was still being finished, so it was a commissary first, and I tried to open the doors here, but I didn't have any shop dough. I was using wood-fired dough on a deck oven, and it wasn't great. And then it was like, we were just so busy. I finally took the time to like step back. We were open 3 days a week, 4, and now we're open 7.
And was that sourdough when you were on the truck?
It's been sourdough always.
The whole time?
Yeah.
So then, did you have to, like, what was the process? Because I've worked with unis and Gosneys and wood fire ovens. What was the process of like dialing the dough in for a brick hearth oven?
That was, again, I'm just going online and just reading and reading and reading and watching videos, and then taking the information, trying to internalize it the way I see or interpret stuff, and then asking my brother-in-law how this is what I want it to be. Like, I want to do this. So like, I want to mill some of my own flour. I want to, I want it to be sourdough. And it was just trial and error. Same thing. I just sat in here for a month or so, every day, literally labeling stuff, making with a little Cuisinart mixer, single small batches, and just seeing how they all reacted and how they worked in the oven, and just stood back and did catering to pay the bills, catering and pop-ups, and that allowed me to just figure it out.
Trial and error. You have great branding, especially for Los Angeles.
Thank you.
Can you tell me the story that went into creating the brand?
Yes. When it came time to do the pizza, name it on that day, it was, I was going between Purple Pizza Eater, and I thought forward of like being in a pizza shop that is just purple, and I was like, I don't know actually if I can handle purple year round,
Yeah, probably would have been pretty sick. But
I kind of want to have like a off menu Burning Man reference to, because I want to do pizza out there more, but have some sort of a reference to it at the shop moving forward.
Yeah.
It needs to like mean something, and it needs to be special. But actually, the name came from a friend at Burning Man. I run a camp out there, and so he showed up with a duffel bag one day, and he's like, "Can you please help me out, dude?" Jefferson, God bless him. And I just looked at him like, it's can I curse here?
Yeah,
of
course.
It's a kind of a dick move to show up with nothing and just expect people to take care of you. But I got him set up, put him in a yurt. He had electricity, he had AC, and he knows everyone knows I'm a big Dodger fan, and he just came out, and because I sorted him out, he came out and he just went, "Man, Tommy motherfucking Lasorted." And I went, "Holy shit, that's good." Like that, but I wasn't doing pizza yet. I didn't even have an oven. This was just a nickname. And so it was opening day. It was just opening day, and the actual logo itself is just, I do graphic design stuff, so it's just me on defont.com and looking for like script Dodgers-esque, uniform font, and I found that. It's been tweaked by one of my good friends. He kind of refined it all, and that's it. The palm trees now is like, I worked at In-N-Out, and
hell yeah,
it's like, I've worked at In-N-Out for 5 years. Still to this day is my favorite job I've ever had, and I think a big part of who I am today is because of that job. And the hospitality of all this is, they're the best. They're the best, and I didn't know this until I worked there, but their palm trees is a reference, just happens to be a reference to my favorite movie of all time, which is It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, where they're looking for the Big W, which is these palm trees where there's a buried treasure underneath it. And it's a reference to that movie. There's always the X palm trees. It's like, that's the spot. So the fact that, and then I have these two palm trees here.
Yeah. Noticed that on the Instagram.
And it's like my favorite thing, that it just so happened to be here. And so it's all coming together.
Fate, baby.
It's fate, baby.
You advertise selling LA style pizza. I love that.
Yeah.
Can you explain what LA style pizza is?
To me, LA style pizza is, it's very personal to just me. That's what this pizza is. And I take great pride. I love this city for all of its just unique corners, and like everyone has their own experience here. Being from here, to me, I consider LA to be a real blue collar town. And it's about having access to great ingredients, but still it can just be simple pizza, like we could do fun stuff with it. But to me, it's like pizza I think pizza is an everyday man, woman, person thing, Yeah. So to me, that's the biggest thing about LA style, is just, it's for the people from LA more so. Like, LA doesn't really get consumed in like what's better. We're here, we're working our asses off, and we just want good food at the end of the day. I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You work with sourdough.
Yes.
What is, if you don't mind, take us through like your dough process, and then your favorite part and your least favorite part about working with sourdough.
There's days where you just show up and it's just it's fucked. Like,
yeah.
It's just fucked, and it's like, what do we do now? And we've had people like come in. I've had someone come in who worked at Jet's Pizza, and I asked, in the interview, can you roll dough, ball dough, and Totally. Yeah. And it's just our dough is 70% hydration.
It's nice and wet.
Nice and wet. And this, God bless him, this kid just kept rolling and then just would look at his hands, wash his hands, come back. And he did it 4 times. And then he asked if he, like he was about to cry because he didn't know what to do. It's brutal, sourdough, truly. I have to ask myself if it's worth it occasionally. But, we have our 2 doughs. We have our truck dough, we call it. It's wood fire. So it's like a 64% hydration. It's a blend of a couple flours. And then at the shop, it's the 70% hydration. We mill with our we have a mock mill. And so we mill like 15% of that blend is we mill in-house. And again, it's a Lancelot blend, and that's it. I mean, right now we're finally getting this momentum where we're cranking it out now, which is nice. When you're not so busy, it's also sourdough is just rough.
Yeah, because the longer it sits, the harder it is to work with.
Yeah, I mean, pizza world's crazy. You have people who worked with Neapolitan but never like a bigger pie, and then it's a lot of people have never worked with sourdough, and they just come in and like, what is this? Like, you think you can just whip it open.
Yeah, because it's not 58% hydrated.
Yeah. So I just look at some people and I'm like, God, it would just be so easy, Yeah. It would be, but there's
easy things just aren't as good.
They aren't though. They really, there's something, with photography, I love shooting film. I love shooting film because there's a process of like when you have to, with our phones, we just take fucking photos of everything, anywhere, anytime, but you don't internalize anything, when you shoot a photo with film, you have to choose to take that photo. So I will go on I'll shoot for 2 weeks, like on a vacation or something. And I can literally tell you every single photo I took, and then I have to wait. And then sometimes you get a whole roll of film and it's just blank, and you have to live with it. And I still see those memories, but you feel it. Sourdough, it's that you get your hands in it. It comes at you sometimes, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We've showed up to huge events and it like the dough
just falling apart.
One batch of like 3 batches is what the hell?
It turns back into starter.
It's literally starter. Yeah. You open up the dough bin and it's just one
dough ball. Yeah.
It's just mush, like oatmeal.
Do you try to save it at that point? Do you try to flour that shit up, or you just take the L?
If it's that bad, we've like there's been a time where it was just we couldn't do anything, and it was like I with flour and a tall can, literally, like we didn't have rolling pins, and it was like, all right, go to the liquor store and get a tall can, or like get a wine bottle, and just we're gonna have to roll it out. It's I don't, it's there's caring. I care about what I put out, and it's just I'd rather remake something 4 times and put out something at 80%. But there's also like I got to pay these guys, and like we've been at a job at Melody one time. The dough was horrible, and I thought about all these servers at Melody like that aren't gonna get tips on their, and so like I went to Desano, and I need like 40 dough balls like right now, and they're like, we only sell 5. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna come in and out 8 times. And they're like, I was like, does that work? 5? And they were like, no, you can't do it. I'm like, so I brought to another employee, and we just kept going back and getting. I mean, it was, again, I had to do it.
That's a great story.
It is. It is. Like you gotta. In the end, there's a lot bigger. It's a bigger picture than just putting out the pizza.
Yeah, when it's not just you and there's other people involved.
Yeah.
Well, it shows you're not an asshole, because a lot of people will be like, well, it's fucked. You get in your head, I'm not putting this out, and I'm fucking gonna get mad and drive home now.
Yeah. And I think people, I don't know, like it's tough. Everyone's story is different, but like I'm not an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm not an asshole.
He's not an asshole.
Yeah. Like a number one example of being an asshole is say you're not an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, there's so much to care about, so much to think about. It's wild.
Yeah.
You know, it's more than pizza.
Why do you think people from the East Coast think that their pizza is so much better?
I don't. Again, it's a forever New York and LA thing. Growing up, I wanted to live. I would just say I wanted to be a businessman. I always said I wanted to be a businessman and work on Wall Street. It was New York loves to. It's actually that's my favorite fucking thing here with the pizza, because it does have like it has more of a New Haven vibe or pizza, because I like to cook it longer. I like that
The color, the char,
char, and like it's good bread. I mean, in the end, like it's good sourdough bread.
you get more spring with more heat, longer in the oven.
Yeah. And so, but I it's like a name that tune version of like, tell me you're from New York, you know? And this is what it's the best. It's they go, this is good pizza. And you go, oh yeah, well thank you so much. And then it's like, and I know good pizza. and I'm like, oh, here it comes. And now it's like a bit.
They're getting it out.
Yeah,
you can feel it coming.
You know, I'm from New York.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but thanks, bud.
I saw that coming a mile away.
Oh, I'm not kidding. It's a posture straight up when someone walks up and goes, I go, okay, here it comes. And all of our guys, like at this point too, we all just sit back and wait for it. And I don't know what that is. I just don't. To think that the world revolves around you is such a wild concept. Which is what in LA, the people who come here, I call them dream chasers, and God bless them. It's like, but the people who are from here, this is where we live, and this is our life here, and you know, we're concerned about the people around us, and you know, the people we care about. We're not here for any other reason, you know.
Yeah, no, I was like writing that question down yesterday or going over it. I was just thinking like, was there another thing of that somebody like actively goes somewhere and says, I know this because I'm from this place.
I don't know.
And I couldn't really put my finger on it.
New York is a grind. I will say that. Like, I dated a girl there for 3 years, and I would go all the time. And I came home one time, and I got off the plane, and I got in my car, and I got on the 110. I really wanted to spiral into a Californians bit there, but
California.
But I like, and I could just see for 100 miles, and I just took this deep breath, and I was like, oh yeah, like this is my place. The rat race, the energy of that city of New York is not for everybody.
Yeah,
and there's, you know. It's just a different way of life. So I think it feels like survival. Like you have to get up, get in it, and throw yourself there, and respect to anyone who can make it there. You can make it anywhere.
Make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. You heard it here, folks.
Right. Yep.
Give me some advice on hiring and retaining awesome team members.
I mean, I have most of my team has been here quite some time, and maybe to a fault, I'm like a human first guy. I'd like to give people a chance. The restaurant industry is, you know, it's humbling, the hiring process, and like it's tough. It's just tough. Like pizza specifically, because a lot of people come in and think that they know everything, and it's like, okay, I know you've made that kind of pizza, so to teach someone that this is a very specific type of pizza is hard. Um, I don't know. It's simple for me. It's just respect, you know, and that goes back to my in and out days. Like I called when I got this place and I knew I was going to have like proper employees. I called my friend has his own in and out store now. And I'm like, how do I create the culture of in and out? Like, because people like, I couldn't wait to go to work. I still think about, should I have just stuck with in and out? I think about it often. And that's crazy to me that
They're doing something right. That's for sure.
It's insane. I mean, you're going to work, you're making burgers, but there's a certain, like, I think in restaurants, what I've experienced here is like, we're blessed to have a good lease. So there's like not a lot of overhead hanging over my head. And then I'm passing it on to them, right? All my employees. And in kitchens, I feel like a lot of people, it's like a traumatic thing. They just like, if we're not busy, they're going to cut my hours. They're going to, you know, and I'm just like, you guys, I take having an employee very seriously. It's not something I ever did in my photo booth business. I had contractors that worked a lot with me, but never proper employees. So my advice is just, you know, you got to treat people with respect in the end. Like these people are showing up and working their ass off, you know, for your dream. And you have to somehow, and I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress. Like you need people to believe in you but also like understand the bigger picture of it all and that you care. Because once you lose that, then like, why would anyone else care about anything? You know?
Yeah.
And it's tough, but that's, I guess, just treat people with respect and give them a piece of your heart, which can be heartbreaking too, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is your plan of action between spreading your time out between the new shop, which we haven't touched on, but there's going to be a new shop in Chinatown. It's being worked on. It's starting to get worked on today.
It's going to be in the next week.
Okay. Do you have an opening or a projected opening date for that?
September, October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably like December, January.
I mean, I like to tell people it's supposed to be September, but if I'm being realistic, it'll be October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan of action between spreading your time out between those two? And then I wanted to ask, how much actual time are you spending like cooking in the business at this point?
I've had to, you know, because it's not even just this and that, it's also catering, you know. Catering supports this business because that's my world is events, you know. So the catering is it's a whole nother restaurant that you have to open in Pershing Square. You got to go set up the oven and a whole line, and it's a fucking beast, catering. And it's not that's its own thing. I've kind of removed myself from here, from this shop. Chinatown is going to be like my true love letter to this city. I mean, you walk out the door and it's the hill. You see the lights of Dodger Stadium, like, and I have plans for that place. Like, I think that for any of this to work, any brand to work, like it needs to. It's not even about loving it. It's about like giving a part of yourself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
somehow when people come here, it should just feel different, you know? And it's gonna, I mean, truly, I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. This has been, what's the term, like, ask questions last, or like,
Do shit, ask questions later.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And it's I saw this place, I knew I wanted it, and then you're sitting down with people, contractors, and they go, oh, you're also gonna have to do this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I didn't even think about that. This kind of fell in our lap, and I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff. But now, like, going through the proper shit of like opening a proper restaurant is wild. I've surrounded myself with some good people, like expediters and stuff, but
Using FE design.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's Fast
dude.
Eddie.
Yes.
He's the best.
Eddie is a great guy. He's a restaurant advocate. His whole team is amazing.
They're the best.
Yeah.
And it's made my life so much easier. I've had to say to them, like, look, I'm so busy, and it's not that I'm like trying to forget stuff. I'm bringing you on more so to like hold me accountable. Like I need to, I mean, I don't want you to have to chase me down, but you might have to chase me down from time to time, but just tell me that what needs to get done, and I'll get it done, you know? But even, you know, things happen, and it's crazy. And even trying to get it to a place where we're about to start doing work is just wild. I don't know like what I'm gonna do. Because I don't know anything about it. I don't know what to expect, you know. I do know that I need to, like, we're gonna bring in the bigger goal truly is to like not just be this and this. The bigger goal would be to have 6-7 places in 5 years. Like, that's what if I'm gonna do this is why I've never done stuff like this, because I won't stop. I can't stop.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be like my step back to focus this whole idea of this place to then move forward and like do what I really want to do. So I'm who the hell knows? Like, I mean, you know, I'm not 22 anymore, so I don't really bounce back.
He's 23.
23. Just turned 23. I was yesterday. It's my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
no.
You look good.
Thank you, man.
You're looking good.
Thank you. Wait till I put this on.
Yeah, you'll look even better.
Yeah. But yeah. So
Why yo?
Yeah. I don't know, but we'll see.
I think that's good. No one really knows.
No.
I do shout out FE Design though. If you're looking to open up a restaurant, guess what? You don't just open up a restaurant. There's a lot of fucking red tape and paperwork, and I would definitely call Eddie.
Eddie is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for beer and wine, they can help you there too. Okay. What has been the hardest part about being a business owner and an entrepreneur?
The hardest part for me is being patient. It's when you like believe in something so much, and you're truly putting your blood, sweat, and tears into something. It's not that I'm doing this for recognition. It's just like I want people to see or feel like to get that experience, to watch someone get it, you know, and that's it. Like, but to it takes time for this story, for this project, for people to come and have the pizza is one thing, but to care about it is the bigger goal for me. And just being patient, you know, you watch other people blow up around you, you know, start getting noticed, and it's like, you know, what you're doing is different or special, and you believe in it so much, you just, to be patient and not get like worked up into that hype machine of shit, and just focus on yourself and focus on your business, and just you gotta keep doubling down. And like because that's when people start cutting corners. It's like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna do that, and then it's not you anymore, you know. You gotta like every day just tell yourself like you know what you're doing is for the right reasons, and you just patience. I've thought about this a lot recently, like what that, like, what is it exactly that can get you? And I really think it's patience and a lot of
game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really good. Patience and love.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How do you get to do so much cool shit? Coachella, Stagecoach, you're at EatsCon, you were at Pizza City Fest, you're doing private parties for Diddy. I actually don't know if you've done that, but I wouldn't put it past you.
I did his birthday.
That's what I thought. Okay, I was like, I knew you fucking did like a white party with Diddy. Your Insta stories, what you were just talking about, like, how's this? I was like, they make me feel like I'm doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it? Because we haven't touched on the fact that you own another business, a photo booth business, and has that helped this business, or is there a crossover, or like what's the deal
with the photo booth business? You know, I've always I don't treat people like clients. I try to build. Again, it's the long game. Like, do I want to just take a big paycheck up front, or give somebody a break to show them what I can do, and then try to work with them for 15 years, you know, which most, I still worked with the same people I've worked with from when I started in the photo booth world. But even that was about going out to parties and, you know, dim out Tuesdays and like, like shooting with my cameras and Cinespace,
oh
dude.
Man, karaoke back then, just
funny. Well, you know, and his partner in his part, Frankie Chan, like,
check your ponytail, dude. Echoplex.
Frankie and
bring it back. It's like 2009 right now.
Yeah, it is. And I still work with Frankie and all these people. It's about relationships, and that's when people saw that. Now I actually have to remind people that I still do photo booths. Like, people can have two businesses, you know.
Of course.
And it has completely. I mean, like, the Diddy party is because his personal chef, I've known her for 15 years because I did photo booths at our mutual friends, the JBC holiday party for 15 years. These guys are like my family now. My job is, like, sure, to do a photo booth, but from an event producer standpoint, like, my job is to just be one less thing to worry about. Just know I'm going to, just know I'm going to show up. I'm just going to show up and do what you've asked me to do. And that's my job. But also, again, just build down these relationships. And it's completely, you know, I never did like hey, I'm doing pizza now. It's just people have, that's been the beauty of Le Sorteds, is that it's like kind of an underdog story, but also people were a part of it. Like, people came to my porch I only did pizza on Fridays. So people would come and they would see people they haven't seen in a while. And then everyone still, like, feels like they're a part of this thing, that we're still going. And they were there from day one, you know?
Yeah.
That's how we get it all these places. Just, I think, you could hire 1,000 pizza people, you know, but I think, and there's definitely people who probably make better pizza than me. It's like, it's bigger than pizza for me. It's relationships and, you know, treating people, the hospitality of it all. Like, you know, shaking hands, kissing baby, that whole vibe of it.
No, I think that's super important. I mean, I think that you do have this, like, calm, very cool energy. I met you at a hot honey party in Vegas, and, like, I immediately knew. I was like, God, dude, this guy's fucking cool.
I was so excited to meet you, actually. You've been to break away for. I wanted to tell you, like, when you started making your videos, as someone who went to film school and I wanted to be a director, like, that's been a fun part of this for me, is being able to just scratch that
all the creativity,
just have fun with it. But you just take it to another level, and we talked about it, like, how do you have the time? And it's like, you just have to do it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you just
love and patience, dude.
Yeah, dude. But the video is like, you know, we talked. It's I'm like, how the fuck does he make all these videos? Because I know what goes into it.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, you just gotta. You think about it, you just do it.
Yeah.
You know, we did it here. It was like, it was All-Star Weekend, And I came in, I thought about, I want to do like a 3-point contest with meatballs, like banking it off of the front. And I just came in, I need 3 meatballs in sauce. I need a table.
Yeah, exactly. You're Spielberging it.
Yeah, just
go.
And that's the best. But so to finally, I was like, I even like the music you put on there, like I went, him and I, like we're gonna be buds.
Yeah,
and,
no doubt.
And it's an interesting industry of, there's some hard edge people, but to like just meet good guys has been a very pleasant experience.
I think that going back to like LA style pizza or just LA pizza scene, it's like so nice because like everyone is just homies.
Yeah.
Like really, like I have yet to, well, I'm not going to say that there's not everyone, but like for the most part, I would say everyone I've met just like so open and giving with their time. And so, yeah. Okay. You already talked about catering, but I wanted to touch on this. So the catering side of your business is super important, obviously. Do you recommend, or how would you give some advice to like maybe a pizzeria that doesn't have that? Like you're missing out on bucks, right?
Big bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's it was also, I mean, catering, there's two, weddings, and there's bar and bat mitzvahs, and there's like birthday parties, but then there's also corporate events. You know? Corporate, I that's what I've always done with my photo booths, and these people have budgets that they need to spend, right? And there's dropping off pizza catering, like big pizzeria catering, I call it, and then there's making pizza at someone's house, I'm
talking about like I'm talking about on site.
Yeah, that
your setup is legit.
It is, and it just every single time, like I just learn from every single event, like lists. I can't stress lists enough, like having lists for everything.
Yeah.
But to get in there, I mean, you have to, I don't even know if you can take a leap. You just have to decide we're doing this, because it's not a small investment either. Like to get a proper oven. Although I will say, like, Ghazni domes are a game changer. Like those things, it's hard to get. Like that's the first question I ask when people want to book that package is like, send me your address and tell me exactly where you want me to be so I can book on. If there's stairs, I just can't do it. Like, because people have told us, oh, there's like 2 stairs, and you get there, it's like 45 stairs to get up to someone singing. Those things are not, I just don't like to put my guys through that.
How many domes are you using?
We have 3, and then I just use, depending on, if it's a 50-person event, we could do it with 1. But anything over 50, we bring 2.
And you have different packages based on people.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And we did a 3,000 person event.
Holy shit.
And we were the only food vendor, and we brought like 2 fryers, 3 Ghaznis, and just fucking cranked it out. Like, that's when I had 1 dome, and I bought 2 more for that event, and just, they're beasts. Those ovens are just absolute game changers.
Well, you started in an uni and you went to a Ghazni. I think that's the tendency.
It's just different. It really, it's fine. Again, like things I didn't know or think about, like when I was doing pizzas on the porch with my 12-inch uni, I didn't understand that the stone gets cooler. Like I was just in like, why is the bottom not cooking? I didn't straight up.
With the dough?
Yeah, sorry, these are a little soft this time, So and then when I did research, I figured out that's what's going on, and so I made the slots that people. But I don't know. Catering is not for everyone too.
No doubt. The setup, takedown, the abuse.
It's a straight up abuse. Like it's rough.
When you cater, do you take the truck?
Yeah, we have a truck package.
Okay, it's a different package.
And we also have a pizza trailer, like one of those big.
Oh shit! You have a trailer?
Yeah, the Fire Within. like we have one of those big fire within trailers, because
Is that gas or wood fire?
wood fire, and it was I was complete naive, you know. They asked me to do a festival with the truck, and I brought all my guys, and there's all these things I don't think about. You can only make so much pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You can break it down to time, and then just, you know, I made something like 800 dough balls. But if you thought about the event is 4 hours and each pizza takes 2-3 minutes,
You couldn't even cook 400.
of course
balls.
I could. Not even close, you know. And it was just like, oh, now I gotta step back, and that's how I gotta approach these events. But then also, the truck can't do a crazy event like that. I needed something bigger to be able to make 7 pizzas at a time, and so that's where we're at now. And now I'm even exploring, like, for festivals. I just tested it at this last festival I did, of using a conveyor oven to par bake the pizzas, and then have them on a rack, par bake them for 2 minutes at like 500 on screens, and then we just take them off of the screen, toss them in the wood fire, and it finishes it. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, the pizza is so good, and it's just such a better operation than wood fire pizza. Is just fucking chaos.
Yeah, no doubt. It takes a while to get. I mean, that's like a lot of R&D to get to, like, oh yeah, the conveyor belt to the Gosney or whatever, you know. But it's trial and error.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a failure or a career in your career that you could share that might let me fucking rephrase this. Is there a failure in your career you can share that taught you something or helped you grow?
My intro to, like, big celebrity events and stuff, I worked with a guy for 3 months, and we just had a handshake deal, and I went to basically what I thought I was going to collect a check for $30,000. He basically told me that I owed him $3,000, and then that's where we stood. And, you know, I still, like, sometimes you just can't get a contract, but you just got to be like, okay, I can do it. I'll be there. And you just have to take a leap of faith. But that was, like, such a colossal thing. Here, I did USC, and I didn't look into. I looked at the contract. I was told one thing, and then it was like I was being charged $1,300 for just to have a tent set up. So, you know, same thing. I thought I was going to get a check for $12,000, and they're like, "Oh no, here's $1,200." You know, and you just, I think you just gotta. It made me, like, I do operate from a emotional place where I trust people, and I like to believe that most people are good, but there's some fucking assholes out there, truly. Yeah. And to guard, I say guard your heart, but because you fucking care about this. Like, I care about this so much, and sometimes I can get a little lost in that, and, like, romanticize shit that it's really business. You know, in the end, like, it's a business. You know, you have to care, but in the end, there's a lot. You're putting your life literally on the line. Yeah. You know, because if it all, like, I don't know what happens if this all goes belly up. You know, it's not good. No one likes to think. We don't think about that, but I think you need to be, like, when that USC happened, I was sitting right fucking here, and they told me I was getting that money, and I had just been, like, in an hour I got the health permit, you know, notice to pay the health permit. I had to run payroll, and here I have $12,000 that has just disappeared. And I'm literally sitting here like I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the end of this month, you know. And you got to dig deep and just figure. You can't just say, "Oh, like," you have to take matters in your own hand and figure out, like, how are we gonna do this, you know? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that was a
No,
cohesive
I
answer.
think that, I mean, figuring it out, and it's like all those simple things that you said: love, patience, figure it out. Like when shit hits the fan.
Yeah, no, I don't blame people for anything. I don't complain. It's just it doesn't solve anything.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta like, let's just, how do we fix this?
Move
now?
forward.
Move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now to the biggest question.
Oh yeah.
What is the greatest band, musician, or musical artist of all time?
Well, if you look out there, that's my Vanga bus right there. That's my yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
if you ever see the Vanga bus driving around Los Angeles, that's me.
Okay.
No,
Just
but
pumping, we like to party.
pretty much up, down, and we know.
Nah.
For me, I'm gonna, in my life, I'm a Daft Punk guy through and through.
Were you there in 2007 at that Coachella?
I was there.
Is your face melting off?
I was just playing alive for my manager on the drive home from EastCon, and just showing him the goosebumps. And I said, because I went and I saw it like 4 more times, and I was at the last show, and what an experience.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Were you there?
I saw it there, and then I went to Vegas.
I was at Vegas too.
Yeah, and I was just fucking.
That was the first time I did acid. Actually, was
I
at
have
Vegas.
just these fucking shots going down my spine
Vegas
right now.
Vegas was like the best part of about Vegas was we had all become so familiar, and I credit Daft Punk for creating YouTube, because that was the first time on Earth that we could be somewhere we weren't, and like the power of cameras at that time, like people, you could suddenly, something unlocked in our brains of like, oh, we can like be there but be here, and we all wanted to see that. And then when someone told you about that specific concert, it was just like, I watched, I mean, we saw other shows, but then we were all on the internet trying to see what they did different this time and this time. And so by the time Vegas came around, I remember they changed just like 3 notes, we changed like, they would change 2 or 3 notes, and people would just go like, oh my God,
just
like
losing their shit.
Oh my God, that was different.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know if we'll ever get that again. Like,
No.
Beyonce is up there for me too.
Okay.
Shocker. But
she's a legend as well.
It's that level of legend, like icon stuff, is rare. So Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Me.
That a live show. Anytime like I got a big morning or something, and I'll feel like I'm on Molly in the kitchen. Just fucking.
I know.
People like come in, I'm sweating. They're like,
Yeah.
"You okay?" And I was like, "I don't think so."
Why my brother-in-law and I would be in here sometimes. Between that and Justice, like just
hell yeah.
Like, you want to get some shit done, just
Blow that on. Maybe some Mastercraft.
Oh man,
Those were the good old
Those
days.
were the
All
good
right,
old days.
where do we go to get in touch with you?
Any and all things Instagram, Assorted is pretty much it. You can reach us on the website, or you can come to Silverlake, but pretty much Instagram is where it's at.
All right.
Yeah.
Or Chinatown. Hopefully in October.
Yeah. Hopefully the Dodgers make
Playoffs.
the playoffs.
Yeah, that'd be
and
perfect.
It would be, what a fucking thing that would be. Yeah.
That'd be great.
That'd be amazing.
It'd be a good story.
It really would.
Let's hope for that.
Yeah.
Tommy, thanks for doing
But
this.
pleasure, man.
I had a great time.
Seriously. Thank you.
Hope you enjoy. We're out.